Passing is a vital skill which is extremely important in the game of rugby league. The use of passing the ball between players on your team allows players to move further up the field to score points. A variety of passes can be made in a game situation such as a flick pass, cut-out pass, pop pass, and standard rugby spin pass. The skill is classified as a gross motor skill as it requires multi-limb movements. In a game situation, it is classified as an open motor skill as it is affected by different external factors and situations that constantly change. The skill is also discrete as there is a brief duration with a distinct beginning and end. The skill fits under Gentile's taxonomy of 4D due to the movement, transportation, and object manipulation. The participant is a 20-year-old female novice who started playing recreational OzTag, although is not familiar with the game. She is a visual learner who believes she achieves the most when she visualizes the play before performing it and learning off demonstrations, videos, and pictures. The participant has a history of playing basketball, which can result in positive transfer of skills. To account for our novice learner, a standard rugby spin pass will be focused on as the foundation of other passes. As an individual grows with confidence, they will be able to make more varied passes with ease. In order to get the individual executing this pass, we use basic cues such as fingers apart, push ball, and arms extended. Using the processing information model, movement preparation is utilized first as it takes into consideration the input of information available. For example, foot placement and direction of the body is dependent on the direction of the pass. Stimuli is used for direction to decide when and where to pass the ball. To attain full control of the ball, the individual must have soft hands and fingers that should be spread over both at the bottom and middle belly of the ball in order to direct it through its motion. Intrinsic feedback is used during the execution phase of the skill. Attentional focus is needed to complete the skill sufficiently. The participant will have to use broad external focus to gather information about their surroundings. Once this information is gathered, she will need to use broad internal where she can decide where to pass, then shift to narrow internal focus, visualizing a plan to pass the ball. During the execution phase, she uses narrow external focus, commonly used in this sporting technique. The use of whole practice is beneficial to tasks with low complexity and high task organization, thus beneficial to our novice learner to understand its entirety. Mental practice and preparation will be useful for a participant, getting her to think about the simple parts with cues mentioned previously or visualizing herself performing the skill. They can also use kinesthetics, feeling their hands on the belly of the ball.
To ensure the client learns the basic necessities of a spin pass, a 4-week training program was conducted. For each week, 2 sessions were held. In week 1, basic tasks such as learning how to spin the ball in general was performed. In week 2, the client was asked to complete a set of target practice, both standing and in motion. In the final 2 weeks, the client was put in and out of game situations to fully understand how a spin pass can be used in real-time football. During the first session, the client was shown how to spin the ball. In this instance, the coach is giving a cue word such as make a W shape on the belly of the ball and twist your hand so that the ball spins in the air. Even though the client followed the W cue, she forgot to twist her hands upon release of the ball. The coach identifies the mistake made and helps the client correct it using concurrent augmented feedback. Instead of instructing how to twist the ball, the client was asked to make an X when the ball is released to enhance the spin motion. For the second session, the client was instructed to complete a pistol pass. The client was asked to make an upside-down L with their dominant leg. Secondly, for a spin motion to occur, the client was asked to twist the ball as if they were twisting to turn a tap on. Thirdly, in order to determine height distance of the ball, the client was asked to reach out as if they were reaching out for someone in front of them. In this instance, the client forgot to use their visual of reaching out for someone in front of them. Thus, the ball landed flat and didn't go anywhere. To fix this error, the client was asked to pull out the ball as if they were pulling out a pistol, whilst completing the same visual cues learned earlier. This will help enhance the ball height and trajectory, whilst also maintaining the spin of the ball. During the third session, the client was asked to complete a set of target practices while standing. During this session, targets of big square, little square were utilized. The coach explained to the client that the target was to be envisioned as another player. Thus, the big target was shown as the head, arms, and legs of the player. The middle square target was the chest of the player. Chest passes are the most effective in rugby. Therefore, that target was used. To get the client familiar with the target, they were asked to throw the ball towards the bigger square first for familiarization. In this instance, the client threw the ball too low, which in this case was visualized as the legs of the player. Therefore, the coach had to intervene. To correct this, the client was shown how to push the ball through their body to enhance the effectiveness of their spin and pass. In session 4, the client was asked to hit the same target whilst in a running motion to simulate accuracy in game situations. The client was shown to place the foot into the ground and push off the foot to propel the ball backward towards the target. Due to the client's familiarization with the previous task of target practice, they were able to hit the target effectively and efficiently whilst in motion, and remembering their visual cues such as a target equals chest equals accuracy. In the fifth session, the client was asked to throw a standing spin pass to a player. They were asked to step forward, twist the body to the direction of the teammate, and follow the ball with their arms extended out. In this case, the client misjudged the position of the other player and pushed the ball a little too hard and a little too forward. To correct this, the client was asked to step forward and extend as usual, but this time visual cues such as reach for the stars was used. They were asked to not only reach for the stars, but use their arms to push themselves towards the stars to stimulate ball direction and efficiency. To get them used to the idea of passing the ball to another player whilst in motion, the client was asked to build on their session by walking through the game situation and passing the ball backwards as needed in the game of rugby or Oztag in her case. The client made the error of twisting her body too much, making the ball be thrown in a direction behind her teammate. To correct this, the client was asked to limit her twisting by moving her leg in front more and giving herself more space. To allow this, the coach used the visual cue of pretend you're a big starfish to help move her body and open her up more, giving way to free space around her. During the sixth session, the client was placed in a game situation. Firstly, a walkthrough of the drill was completed. Here the coach explains that the player in front of them is in fact a brick wall. Therefore, before they hit the wall, they need to make their correct pass to their teammate to create space for them. Here the client made the error of making the pass too late as they hit the brick wall. This can prevent the player's teammate from hitting open space. Open space is crucial in Oztag because if the player receives the ball at the right time, they will have a faster decision-making process and reaction time than their opponent. With enough time, the teammate is able to step and put the opponent off balance and avoid getting tagged. In the final session, the player was asked to combine all their skills learned and pass the ball directly to a player whilst in full running motion and utilizing all the visual techniques and or cues learnt. As in the video, the coach demonstrates when and where the ball should be passed in order to get their teammate in open space during real-time game situations. The client made the error of panicking before they reached their wall, which caused the ball to be passed in a wayward direction. To correct this, the client was asked to relax and be loose. She was also asked to think back to the target practice and imagine her teammate as the big square and the main target should be their chest, which is the little square. She was also asked to maintain the turn on the tap and the X shape to spin the ball, pistol the ball to generate motion, and reach for the stars to extend the ball in the direction of their teammate.